What a treat this is. That's Kevin Williams, 11 years with the Minnesota Vikings, and most recently got the announcement he is the 26th member of the esteemed and respected Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor. What a great thrill that must be. Welcome back, and how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm still kind of in a little bit of awe, you know. I came up here not expecting that, and to be surprised in that way, and to be the honoree for this year is humbling, and what an awesome surprise it was.
And you see some of the names that are in the Ring of Honor. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not only Vikings immortality, it's complete HOF football immortality. One of the names, John Randall,
Yeah.
somebody I know you're very fond of, and he wore 93, as did you. So was it at any point difficult taking that 93 knowing John wore it?
It's funny you say that. The story I just told today was D. Ryan, you know, we drafted me, Minnesota drafted me. D. Ryan, what number you want? He gives me 3-4 choices. I pick I picked 93, not knowing the history, not being a Viking fan, any of that stuff. And then I get here, okay, find out John wore 93, learn more of the rich tradition of D linemen that come through here. And I told Tom and Big Larry earlier today, this is like the first time I probably ever even spoke it out loud. I've had that internal battle with myself.
Really?
About, kid, you can't be a bust. You picked 93. You know who before you had this number, so you got to live up to those standards, or at least try to. If you're half as good as he was, hey, you'll be okay. So that's kind of been something. And I told my wife a minute ago too, it was like, I think I might have mentioned it to her, but saying it out loud to publicly, I probably never said that. But picking 93, I put a lot of pressure on myself to try to be great and live up to those shoes and standards that was already set before me.
So living up to the standards of number 93, and you're one of the best defensive players in the history of the Minnesota Vikings, specifically at the 3 technique, the defensive tackle spot. To live up to those standards, did you feel like you had to talk a game like John Randall? Because, I mean, he would just rattle off a bunch of stuff and you're kind of quiet.
Yeah, 2 totally different players. I mean, if you watch tape on Johnny, I mean, he's barking, he's moving, he's fidgeting, he's doing all type of stuff out there.
Hey, Kyle, what's up, man? What up, homie? What up? Billy Nilly. Feel like something just died, Billy Nilly.
I was just a worker bee, working away, showing up, man, just trying to make plays and be great.
Kevin, take a look at this. The Williams wall.
Awesome.
94, Pat Williams. He did enough talking for everybody on the line, right?
For everybody. I mean, I honestly can say us signing Pat, I think, took his game and my game to another level because the brotherhood bond that we formed, it transformed and, you know, carried over to the field to being, it was competitive every Sunday. We had a game inside a game every week because who going to outplay the other guy? So,
yeah.
So that was, I told him he never went to the Pro Bowl until he came play with me. So he always said, well, you didn't make it till you play with me. I was like, nah, I made it before you got here. So we always back and forth about different issues, but that's my brother, man, and we had a great bond out there. I knew what he was going to do, and he knew what I was going to do, and Jared included.
You stay in touch frequently or much with some of your former teammates, and outside of Pat or whomever, and if so, who?
Jared, B-Rob, Pat, Spencer Johnson, Antoine sometime. I talk to Chad every now and then.
Antoine's son has the Super Bowl ring. How
Super
great
Bowl
is that?
Champ, right? How good is that? The picture they posted on social media was awesome. Kind of the moment they shared, you know, when he won it. And knowing how hard Antoine played and the work he put in, I know it was a great moment for him to see his son win. But yeah, Spencer, Darian Scott. I talked to some of all of them here and there every now and then.
Now you mentioned Jared Allen. and part of that 2009 Vikings team. Sad ending, but unbelievably cool season. After you learned of the Ring of Honor announcement, I understand you chatted with Jared.
Yeah.
What did he have to say to you?
Nothing but praise, man. That's my brother too, man. He just congratulated me, man, and I mean, we just skipped past that and talked about everything else pretty much, you know.
Yeah. Did he talk about curling?
And
I'm going to the Olympics ticket.
I didn't even ask him about it. I thought he gave that up once COVID came about,
Okay.
but like I said, he called me, congratulated me, and man, we went in and talked about family and everything else.
Yeah.
After that, you know.
Now with Seattle, you started in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With the Vikings, the closest you got to a Super Bowl was that 2009 season.
Yeah.
And Brett Favre's here as your quarterback, and it's the Williams Wall and Jared Allen and Ray Edwards and Brian Robinson, and EJ gets hurt in the Arizona game. Here's Jasper Brinkley jumping out of his skin, doing the best he can. Antoine Winfield and so on. When you think about that 2009 season, and forget the ending, Bounty Gate, the whole thing. What do you remember about things fondly from that whole year?
It was a fun time, but at the same time it was such a blur. I think we were having so much fun and things happened so fast. We were just, I don't know, we just kept winning. It's like it was magical. And to see, Brett have one of the best years he probably possibly ever had his whole career. The defense was playing well. It was just the offensive numbers we were putting up. Everything was just clicking. Like you said, the ending wasn't what we wanted and didn't finish how we wanted, but that whole season was real gratifying and I don't know, it was just a magic carpet ride, seemed like to me.
The left guard for that team was Steve Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And in August, he enters the Hall of Fame, delayed by COVID.
Yeah.
And I understand you'll be in Canton for the commemorating of Steve's great career. Two things here, Ticket. What made Steve such a good player at any point of his career, and what leads you to go to such a big day for him? You must be very close.
Man, Steve was awesome. There's another guy, that really wasn't all outspoken in the front, but he was a guy that showed up, did his job, and did it well. And we competed at practice, minicamp. We made each other better. I think he's one of the top guards that ever played, and it's showing. He's going into the Hall this summer, so his patience, his strength, those are things you always look for in an offensive lineman. If you get an offensive lineman patient, to be patient and just hold, the D linemen really don't know what to do, because you want a guy to be aggressive and shoot his hands so you can deflect them and get by.
Yeah.
But for him to, he set so wide and he was so strong, it was a perfect mix for how he played the game.
The Metrodome got so loud during some of your games. We mentioned that 2009 season, but the whooping that you guys put on the Dallas Cowboys the game before, maybe Superdome 2009 NFC title game, that was ridiculous. US Bank Stadium, Minneapolis Miracle, Keenum and Diggs, that was ridiculous. I've never heard anything louder in my life than the Metrodome when it was as loud as it was that day. Do you ever miss the roar of the fans? When you run out of the tunnel, they introduce you, big moments in games. Is that easy to just move on from?
It is, but when you're back in the element of it, like when I come back to a game or come back to practice and you're around the guys again, the kind of juices kind of get to moving me. Like I remember when, and so many memories come back. And we did a little thing the other day, yesterday, where with the smoke and the little Viking ship, I was like, remember we had the old inflatable deal we ran out of. So
You thought it was Pat Williams.
Yeah. So
Like, hey, Pat, welcome back.
yeah. So to go do some things with that, I was like, I might get 5 or 10 plays out. If they let me come out of the snow and the fire and the smoke, I'm like, yeah, that stuff gets you going. But it's definitely something you miss when you're back around it.
It's an honor to chat with you about the Ring of Honor. Great seeing you again. Absolutely deserved. And safe
it.
travels, okay?
Appreciate it.
Kevin Williams, one of the great defensive players in the history of the Minnesota Vikings and the 26th member of the Ring of Honor.